What's going on, everybody? Thanks for checking in with Callie. Like, subscribe if you haven't. Ivica Zubac has been playing a lot better since the arrival of James Harden. Right now, he's averaging 12 and 9 a game, close to 10 rebounds a game, 9.7 to be exact. And he's shooting about 65% from the field, which is, somewhat expected because he is, mainly scoring like near the paint or somewhere near the paint for the most part. But he's being a little bit more aggressive. And I think not only with the arrival of James Harden has been a help for him, but I also think with Daniel Tice as well. Because Daniel Tice, since he came on this team, he's been logging in some pretty good minutes. And of course, mainly more so due to Mason Plumlee, being hurt. But now that Mason Plumlee is willing to step aside and let Tice come in there and do his thing and be unselfish like that, it just shows how much this team wants to win. And then when you look at Zubac, he's playing a lot more motivated than I feel like he's played years before, whether on the Lakers or the Clippers, because, for his career, he's averaging like 9 points a game for his career. This season, he's averaging 12 points a game, going like 12.6 a game, going on 13 points a game with 9.7 rebounds, which is about 10 rebounds a game. So when you look at that, that's production. And that's the type of Zubac that they need going in there. Bang in the paint, be strong, be fearless, be as great as possible, and make things happen when your opportunities come. And that's something that I feel like he's always had in his DNA, but his confidence is a little bit higher now, simply because he has somebody who can get him the ball off a pick and roll and find him at times like James Harden will do, along with Kawhi, because Kawhi is always, him and Zoo have always underratedly had a good, little tandem. Kawhi would definitely find Zoo in the paint, look for him, give him extra passes, and, give him extra points and, make him feel like he's contributing. And I think that's what other players need to do too. I mean, not just James Harden, but sometimes Paul George, instead of run down, just taking up and pulling up a three with two defenders in your face, throw the ball into Zoo. Get a higher percentage shot. You know what I'm saying? Just do that a little bit more often. And then you can take all the shots you want on the back end because you're going to get yours. You got the green light along with Kawhi. Kawhi's one, you're two, whatever. And, go do your thing. But like I said, Zubac has been playing with a lot more confidence and, he's been playing with a lot more energy, I feel like. And I feel like this is something the Clippers can build upon because, the Lakers game that happened a few days ago, there was some struggles all the way around the board, but Zubac really played, really good. He played one of his best games this season, if you ask me. I mean, he was engaged, he was rebounding a little bit, and, he was, of course, the Clippers ultimately lost that game. But my point is, when you have a motivated big man, it makes life a lot better for you in regards to what you're getting out of him. And when he goes against opposing teams, he's going to give you more everything he has along with the confidence with it. And when you combine that together, now you got a better player than what you had prior to this year. And I think that's been big for Zubac. And as I said before, Daniel Tice, him coming to this team has really made Zubac step up along with Mason Plumlee, really, because when you think about the two big men that they got, Daniel Tice can stretch the floor. He can stretch the floor in regards to he can actually, hit 2 out of 5 from the 3-point line if he's given that many opportunities. I really believe he can. Daniel Tice is a really good big man, very underrated. A perfect fit for what the Clippers need. A guy that can come in and give them a different look, bang in the paint a little bit, be physical in the paint, but also step out and knock down a big three, if that's what they like necessarily need him to do. So, I mean, that right there makes the Clippers like really dangerous to me. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about that in its entirety, this team can really, build off of what Zubac is doing in regards to depending on him in bigger moments when they might need him to be there, just in case one of the big two or big three is struggling, or big four, however you want to look at it, is struggling. You got an extra guy that'll come in there and give you some, some good points, and give you some good production. So that's huge, for the Clippers. And I definitely, been impressed by Zubac, playing a lot better. I know James Harden, probably makes him play a little bit better because James Harden definitely feeds off of a big man a lot more than he does any other position on the floor. Because you remember with him and Joel Embiid, I feel like James Harden really made Joel Embiid the MVP. I mean, he really actually solidified Joel's MVP case because he was looking for him at all times. He was not willing to, he was willing to always let him go first and not try to be selfish, even though James Harden has been one of the best scorers in the league for years. But I mean, his unselfishness with, Joel Embiid averaging like 15 assists a game. I think that's the highest he's ever averaged in a season, which it was the highest, I think, last year. He was leading the league in assists last year with that many, and it was just a great ride for Joel and them until the postseason came. But, other than that, the regular season, they were Joel was real dominant. And I think he owes a lot of that to James Harden along with himself. But I definitely think James Harden needs to get some credit for that, along with Zubac as well, because Zubac is really playing a lot more confident than what I've seen him play in years past. And I think it may not just be the confidence. It might just be more of him having a real point guard that really will look for him and really will give him the opportunity to be, the player that a lot of us envisioned him to be even way back when he was on the Lakers. I mean, I actually thought Zubac had talent, way back then. I thought he'd be a really good big man, but just over the years, he's really good, but it just really hasn't developed to the capability that a lot of people saw him being or, foresaw him being. So, it's definitely a good thing. Hopefully he can keep it up because they're definitely going to need it. There's going to be nights where, he's needed. He's going to be asked to do a little bit more, and he's going to be in that position. So he has to be able to come through. And the way he's been playing lately and, pretty much throughout this season, I've been impressed by him. I don't want to say too much. I'm going to knock on wood here in a second because, I don't want to say too much with Zubac because, you say too much, then he go around and have a dud of a game or something like that. But either way, got to give him his credit, gotta give him his flowers. He's been playing good. Hopefully he keeps it up because he's definitely a part of what they have there and what they're trying to do, and he's definitely a big part of it, especially him being in the starting lineup. So just keep up what you're doing, big man, and all else will pan out how it's supposed to.